Yo. Hello. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Alright. Let's get back to it. Yeah, we actually have quite a bit to do. I actually can go with AY.
Everyone.
Facing civic disorder and economic uncertainty, the citizens are in turmoil. It is imperative that we resolve this situation. Social reform must be led by the government. However, who can the people currently depend on? Yes, the Phantom Thieves. The fact they are being lionized is proof that the government is malfunctioning. Mismanagement by authority led us to this terrible condition.
Good evening.
What kind of friends do you spend your time with? What friends? How's your availability? Yes!
Thank you.
Would love to be able to get him to level 10. The stage is set.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, but you're not going to be my right-hand man, right? Don't worry. Oh, pull any tricks. Feel free to talk about being falsely accused. I'll handle it wherever it comes from it. I saw Kuromoto's grandson around here somewhere. I bet he's curious about today's speech.
I see.
I haven't spoken to him since we last met. A response to him. I don't think any of the parties would back no good Torah. Talk about the Phantom Thieves, right? I can't care less about him. I'm just interested in hearing about the Phantom Thieves.
Very well.
Okay, I'm gonna get started. Uh...
Yes. Everyone.
Risen, such as stirs because they're addressing the world's problems. What are you doing? To around this okay? Wrong. One thing I can safely say about the Phantom Thieves. Belief with conviction has the ability to move a person's heart. I'm sure you are well aware that I am no good Torah, the one accused of embezzlement. I was a fool 20 years ago. It's no wonder I was considered a failure as a politician.
The most important thing is...
Why do the Phantom Thieves continue to change hearts? I believe they do it for the world and its people. And refusing to do justice for others, they had no choice but to disguise themselves. No matter what the world says, I fully support them. I am just an average citizen. I, however, will continue to voice my beliefs. I may not be able to become a Diet member this election. I may not be able to affect change during my lifetime.
However,
I made peace with that. happy as long as it can be a meaningful stepping stone for the future of your youth. Thank you for listening. I set the stage for nothing. You had no intention of accusing old man Kuramato?
Yes.
That's right. She's such a heartfelt speech for someone your age. They're probably laughing as we speak. I doubt any of them were moved by your words. I might be the only one in this entire city who was... Tsushita. Proceed as you wish with Kens. I'll take measures to ensure the party backs you. Within the limits of my abilities, of course. Goodbye. Huh? What an unexpected turn of events. Phantom Thieves. Perhaps it's the effect of you moving my heart. I will leave you to thank for this. The Phantom Thieves' power to change a person's heart. Possess a special power like you, but I won't lose to them when it comes to conviction. Only remember just my words. My words, so I win people over.
Thank you.
Thank you for sticking by me, Ross.
All right.
Getting your heart slowly isn't such a bad thing. He's a member of the Phantom Thieves, then. I'm talking to myself again. Another bad habit might finish up for today.
Well then, I'll see you again.
I trusted the Phantom Thieves. What's going to happen tomorrow? Death. Too much for them. Stock prices are plummeting again. True goal was...
Isn't today our deadline for dealing with Medjed? Futaba's still asleep too. This won't be good.
Hey. Same as always. Today is the day Wakaba passed. I do this every year. Here, I've got a cup for you too. Futaba reminds me so much of her mother. She's a smart girl. Doesn't just go with the flow either. Wakaba, your work and your kid were so fulfilling for you. Why'd you have to die so suddenly? That reminds me. You saw me talking to that prosecutor, I mean, that woman in the suit, right? I remember you were real bothered by it. She might come back, so I guess I should tell you about it. That woman was trying to get information on Wakaba's research out of me.
That's what we heard in the palace.
You don't need to know what the research was about. Just know there was some trouble around it. Obviously, Wakaba got dragged into that as well. Now, they ruled her death as suicide. But I've got my doubts.
They covered it up.
Doubts. Could she have been killed?
Supposedly, there were people who wanted to take her research and use it for their own benefit. Don't get me wrong, though. I don't have a lick of evidence. That's why I haven't told Futaba any of this. I don't want to cause her any more trouble.
It sounded like she had suspicions of her own based on what she said in the palace.
Still, there's one thing I regret. It was right before Wakaba died. She told me, I think I might die. I brushed it off, thinking it was just a joke. But a if I had just taken her seriously. That's another reason I took Futaba in. Redemption. She went through such horrible things. Those heartless adults just yelled at the poor girl. Hey, how do you heal emotional scars? I thought as much. It's hard not being able to do anything to help her. Futaba!
It's cold.
Huh?
You can't sell this.
Never mind that, but how did you get here?
I walked?
You're okay?
Was that bad?
That's not it. I'm just shocked to see you out of the house.
I'm sorry I worried you.
It's all right.
By the way, what's the date today?
It's the 21st.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, that's it. Let's take care of it now. Come.
Come. Tampering with the system? This is med shed? No, it couldn't be. What are the police doing? They're so incompetent. Couldn't stop them.
It's my turn to help out. Medjed. Now how do we cook them? Violent much? Hey Futaba, we don't have much time left. Are you sure you could do this?
Hacker mans.
The kitty talked? Is this a dream? I'm going back to sleep. It is not a dream! Get up! Say something! Right. Now hurry it up! I guess it doesn't matter. Let's get cracking. You're just tapping away over there. Are you sure this will work? Mm-hmm. Hey, Futaba! I don't think she can hear me. Talk about intense concentration. This place is so messy. I'm surprised she can focus at all. Futaba, you should really clean your room a bit. Huh. She's not listening. Oh well. Just waiting around is boring. Let's clean the place up. Whew. It looks a little better now, don't you think?
Pretty sure that PC would be like overheating because of all the stuff in it on top of it.
Well, Futaba, we're done on our end. She can't hear a word I'm saying. Guess we'll just have to keep waiting. I'm done! What's up? Something happened? It's finished. Finished? It's so clean! Why? We cleaned it. Anyway, is it true? Did you really take care of Medjed? I handled them, and someone else handled my room. I don't understand, but this is good. Futaba? Hey, Futaba, what's wrong? She's sleeping. Well, it looks like it's been taken care of. I guess we should get home and sleep too.
Heard the bank servers got taken over. It has to be fake. There's no way. What's gonna happen? Police taking action or ignoring it seriously? Still, I'm sure the fantasies will do something. So Futaba's awake. Awesome. Has Metroid been taken care of, or most importantly, how's Futaba doing? Quite exhausted, can't say I blame her at all. Metroid's been affected, we should make the news. That should be enough to confirm whether or not the deed's been done. I believe we all watch the news together. See you tomorrow, guys. Not sure, it's just through night. No, I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep. Maybe reach. Seriously? Can't believe it. This isn't a joke, is it? They lost. How could this happen? Hey, friends are here. Hurry now. Boss, hello. Ross, hello. So you're following up. Oh,
Don't slack off just because you're on summer vacation.
Yo, you look tired.
We've made ourselves at home.
Late last night, it was discovered that someone has tampered with the hacker group Medjid's website. The site's main page now displays what is thought to be the mark belonging to the Phantom Thieves. More so, the personal information of a Japanese man, a possible Medjid member, was illegally publicized.
Aren't these the guys people have been up in arms about?
Medjid has yet to issue an official reply. Furthermore, their previously announced cleanse of Japan has remained unimplemented for now. Some speculate that they have taken this series of events seriously and ultimately canceled their plan.
What are you all smirking about? Well, stop it. You're gonna drive away all my customers.
After the commercial break, we will be asking guests from various fields about this turn of events.
But there ain't any customers.
Cannon, my customers are on summer vacation too.
Oh crap, I just realized our break's almost over.
There are still 10 days left.
I want to go somewhere, but we can't just leave Futaba-chan alone. Some things still concern me too. Like that research.
Oh, did you just get up?
Good morning.
It seems she's cautious of us.
Giga Chad.
Why don't we go upstairs? If any customers come, she'll be even more afraid.
Why don't you go with them, Futaba? Have fun. It's about time my regulars show up anyway. So I don't want you guys loitering around my store.
The fact that there were no damages due to the hacker's actions is but an afterthought. The issue I want to make clear is the attitude of the police, and more importantly, the government.
What do you mean?
Are they doing their best to find an effective countermeasure against these phantom thieves? Is it not the government's duty to create a society where its citizens can live without worry? Unfortunately, the current cabinet is powerless. As such, they should be disbanded. I believe now is the time for me to risk my political career in hope of making a new reality. A new political system that goes beyond parties or factions. An ideal country of peace and order.
This politician seems quite promising.
I have to agree. I hope he can work to ease the anxieties of the elderly.
What do you think, boss?
Oh, sorry. I wasn't listening.
Oh, we're skipping.
So the Phantom Thieves only stole the heart of Futaba Sakura? And Mejid was in turn defeated by her real-world hacking abilities? This does correlate to the facts as we know them. If he's telling the truth, then Wakaba Ishiki didn't commit suicide. Did a third party target her life with the goal of destroying her research? Wakaba's death was 2 years ago. That also coincides with when the incident started occurring. Does this other metaverse user that Madarame and Kaneshiro mentioned really exist? Earlier, I briefly mentioned about those psychotic breakdown incidents that have alarmed the public. All of a sudden, people will lose consciousness or become violent. A situation as incomprehensible as that can't be explained away as troubled social conditions. I suspect that these cases are all connected to a larger, man-made plot. The method involved always muddled the explication, but your story has virtually confirmed its viability. Although I wouldn't have expected a new criminal to come to light from your testimony. What did your group think of this other metaverse user?
There's another metaverse user?
So you were aware that what you were doing wasn't the pure justice you envisioned? Well, no matter how you thought of them, there can be no doubting your resolve. Are those incidents because of you or someone else? Either way, I will get to the bottom of this.
All right.
Judge.
Now, let's move on to your next crime. Kunikazu Okumura. You should know who he is, considering what happened. Your testimony regarding this incident will be serious. I'm sure you understand why. Answer my next question carefully. What did you do to this Okumura?
Wow, so much is going on.
To think, the cognitive version of a person would transform into such a horrible monster and attack us. That means our enemies aren't limited to shadows.
I thought the other people were just victims, like the slaves at the castle or the walking ATMs.
Even though they seem to be alive, they're only part of the backdrop. The environment, in other words. The palace ruler determines the form and strength of their cognitions. I would have loved to ask Futaba's mother how far along she was with her research.
Research, huh? She was looking into that cognitive science stuff, yeah?
If we put together all the information we've gathered up to this point, abuse of cognitive science can lead to death, and it may even relate to the psychotic breakdown incidents. Considering the cognitive aspect, I sense a strong connection between it and the metaverse.
On top of that, the research might have been stolen and used by someone else. You mean those guys that showed Futaba-chan the fake suicide note?
If that is the case, those people are unforgivable.
Hey, Futaba, is there anything else you can remember? She is quite difficult.
That smell.
Come on, no fair.
Hey, can I snag a bite? Meanie.
Why don't we take a short break? I've been thinking, Even if Futaba is a genius, could she really crush an international hacker organization that easily? The one who taunted the Phantom Thieves was a guy in Japan. I knew the Medjed members in Japan weren't anything special, so I wasn't worried. How do you know that?
Because she
'Cause
is.
I'm the founder. What do you mean? Should we take that literally? Yep, it was only me at first, back when I was referred to as the Hacker of Justice. But since I stayed anonymous, a bunch of guys from all over the world started using the name. And those were the ones committing cybercrimes. It was a hassle to expose all of them, so I just left them be.
So Futaba was the true Medjed, and we were freaking out over some weak-ass dipshits? You should have told us from the start, Futaba.
I discarded the Medjed name a while ago. I'm Alibaba now. Futaba, what do you want to do now, since you know our secret? We'd like you to join our team. Okay. Just like that? This may even ensure our investigation of mementos goes along smoothly. Well, I guess.
Well, Futaba's real amazing. She's gonna be a big help for us, huh?
Say, Futaba, how did you find out about us? Secret. Where did you learn to hack? Private. When did you obtain the nav? I refuse to answer. Futaba-chan sure is unique. Still, it'll be a problem if she doesn't open up to us some more.
At the very least, we need to be able to communicate normally with her.
What should we do?
It's okay as is.
That ain't gonna fly.
First, we'll need to help her open up to us. If we each spend an entire day with her, maybe she'll get more used to being around us.
I see. We do have the time thanks to summer vacation.
We can begin tomorrow.
Let's go to the beach! There'll be tons of people there. Plus, we got totally dried out in that desert.
That's a great idea! I forgot I hadn't gone to the beach yet. Excuse me. I'll come by tomorrow. See you then.
Let me help as well. I don't have anything planned.
Thanks. We can set a schedule with everyone else depending on when they're free. Okay! Can I really do this?
Good luck.
Why me?
Stress is the enemy of beauty, you know.
How can I stay calm about this?
I understand how you feel.
Thanks to the incident with those hackers, people are calling us incompetent. And on top of all that, the Phantom Thieves are claiming justice is on their side. Don't make me laugh.
Medjed was dealt with by either the Phantom Thieves themselves or some avid supporter. There are no tracks whatsoever, so they must be quite skilled. Either way, the general public recognizes the Phantom Thieves as the subjugating party.
They're gaining support and influence much faster than we could have anticipated.
It is indeed an abnormal situation. I'm beginning to suspect mass manipulation of some kind. It's even possible that a powerful person is behind them, plotting the psychotic breakdowns. If only I had realized sooner.
It's rare to hear you speak in that tone.
For the sake of my justice, I won't forgive them.
On the train home, I was saying how awesome they think the Phantom Thieves are. Huge topic of conversation. Been massive, so I'm surprised they're as to preventing it. Good to hear. But it was nothing. Was it? No, it's totally separate. Your coincidence? Either that or those rumors were never true to begin with. Oh, shut up then. Oh, look, I get it, but I'm pretty sure she's angry. It's just like me. Smile. More than soon someone's heart. Pull it off. This definitely proves the justice of the Phantom Thieves. You're right. Feels great. Even the guys who had been criticizing the Phantom have to accept them now. Like Wildfire too. I'll give it an extra boost on my site as well. The approval rating will go through the roof tomorrow. Look forward to it. Wait to see what happens.
Nice.
Oh, can I leave? That'd be pretty useful, since I almost always get killed.
You got time right now? Next time, then.
Going to any beaches in Japan, they're cramped and dirty. They're jellyfish. Well, I guess we'll...
The city is way too hot.
Yeah, lottery ticket. $50,000? What? I got pretty lucky.
Welcome!
So I basically won $500. Should probably go do some of these.
Hey, inmate!
How go?
The inmate needs to change your mind. Your turn, Caroline. So, who's it gonna be?
They will be reborn if you wish to perform an exit. What path do you want?
I'm level 32.
I see. A strong persona indeed. 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 Looks pretty tough. Looks pretty tough. I see. A strong persona indeed. Not terrible, but not impressive.
That should be a good idea.
You can't handle this.
I see. A strong persona indeed.
I literally have so much money.
Not terrible.
You okay with this? You okay with this? You okay with this? You okay with this? You okay with this?
I actually don't really want to make it.
Not terrible, but not impressive.
22? Might not be worth
You okay
it.
with this?
Not terrible, but
Chironzo?
not impressive.
You okay with this?
Might should be a good idea to make it with this.
Gather them.
Seth. Look at that. Look at that status. Thought Anubis.
Fusion.
You okay with this?
Not terrible, but not impressive. Not terrible, but not impressive. Not terrible, but not impressive.
Whoa. I really would like to make this. Kinda want him to have the healing. Moderate HP recovery to one ally. I mean, do I even use this?
You okay with this?
Fusion.
He's the only one with my healing, or right.
You okay with this? Looks pretty tough.
Actually, No, maybe I could just make a second one. A second one of this.
I see. A strong persona indeed.
I don't even use his physical attacks. I do kind of want to keep these though. Devil or demon who tempts sleeping men and attacks infants. She's the daughter of the demoness Lilith. Like her mother, she trains men of their essence. Monka W.
Not terrible, but not impressive.
Monka W.
Not terrible, but not impressive. Not terrible, but not impressive. Looks pretty tough.
Don't even know what I want to make.
Gather them. What path do you want? Done already? No slacking off.
Kinda stuck with this for now.
I can see it.
Yes, I will.
All right.
Oh, that'd be nice. Teacher, you're such a quick learner. Find you something to help you train on your own. Book is filled with shogi related books. I've been coming here a lot lately. There's also a curry restaurant just around the corner. Recommend their katsu curry. Good luck. If me.
Oh,
Hope your match went well today. Today's our day off. I thought there were any matches scheduled for today. Your boyfriend? How nice for you. You're a famous shogi player after all. Well, wanted you. Bye.
sorry.
You're with me. She's my senior. Defeated her in a recent title match. I would go for... Actually, they have Katsuo for that match. Not very well liked by my seniors. The more attention I get, the more enemies I make, and the more lies are spread about me.
Oh,
It's odd to compare myself to them, but I don't know, wonder if it's the same for the Phantom Thieves. Some love them while others hate them. Can't help but see similarities between us. What do you think about them? They're cool. This means that they're still doing what they do even though so many people criticize them. They give me courage. Can't not be one with all alone. How do they change a person's heart? I'm interested from a technical standpoint. Oh, I'm sorry. Really, we're quite off topic. Like, I've become much more talkative as of late. I usually don't talk this much. Just someone who I can practice new moves with. Someone I can
I
confide
look
with.
forward to it.
Cool.
All right.
Let's go. Until next time. Our master would like a word with you. Stand up straight and listen closely, inmate.
It seems you freed the heart of a frenzied girl and saved her from her haunted past. Another step has been taken to rehabilitation. You are progressing quite nicely.
Our master bestows words of praise upon you. You'd better feel honored.
By the by, more curious information has found its way to your ears. A scientist's research. It seems that world may secretly be known after all. Furthermore, that very research has been stolen and is now used by those with malicious intent. I wonder how this will change the approach you take toward your rehabilitation. I believe I told you we would spare no expense in cooperating with you. Allow me to grant you a new power worthy of your current self.
New
Though
power?
You have my aid, be sure not to let your guard down, otherwise you may get swept off your feet.
All right.
We shall meet again in the near future.
Time to go, inmate.
Oh, that's a big boost. 60%? Catchy.
Well then.
Haven't seen them. What happened to them? Front door? Why? Never mentioned this. Demon.
Hey! Well then.
Student Council President.
Oh?
Food or the weather? We like to eat futaba. Organic ones. No sign of stopping. Haven't been out. Alright. Getting overwhelmed. This is when it's supposed to go, like this. Why have you been doing this whole time?
Okay.
Superb. And make sure to arrange them pleasingly.
No!
Phoenix Rangers Neo Featherman.
Ugh.
Inari? Set up just right. Hit you in the face. It's me of all people. Full-blown argument.
I see.
Create almost any dramatic scene you can imagine.
Right, right.
Sounds just like me. What a breeze. Someone else's room. Any chance to leave at the house yet, so perfect opportunity. Don't set the bar so high. Left tomorrow, Anne and Rage. Bob will be there as well. He'll be okay. Missed if you didn't.
Man.
I guess we will be playing for the next week. Not bad for the first time. Ready for the beach. Beach. Spoken to the Phantom Thieves for the entirety of today. Tension all over the city. How's the one who helped us take Medjed down doing? Tawacha. Met their demise. It was Yosuke's fault. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Good luck, you two. Shut it, Inari. See you tomorrow, Futaba. I guess we'll have to see what they can do. Sweet. Why don't we have a look over here? Most of our books clear 6%. Might be a tad difficult for most high schoolers. Oh, sell you the easiest book you've got. Go ahead, take your time with it.
What would you like?
8,000? I mean, I'm rich. Might as well afford it.
Just keeps getting hotter.
Hey, inmate.
Actually wanna leave one of my guys to train.
I'll take care of. So, who's it gonna be? You
I
wanna
guess I'll
rock
leave
this
her
one?
in here.
Oh, I'll take good care of you. Done already? It is time, inmate.
I'll still talk to him.
The guns are gonna melt. Yo. Okay, sounds good. Alright, which one? Sounds good. Alright, which one?
Would be a good idea to buy a boost.
Unisex protective gear is easy to use, but it lacks in some performance areas compared to more specialized gear. Sounds good. Alright, which one? Sounds good. Alright, which one? Most women's items are light and easy to move in, but to be honest, they don't sell too well. Okay, sounds good. Alright, which one?
11,415. 17.
Alright. Sounds good. Rifles are generally used for shooting games at summer festivals, but pistols are a better choice for that distance. Okay. Alright, which one?
140 for 10,000.
These have a rapid fire mechanism, so I gotta be careful when I customize them.
Be pretty good at. You better upgrade this.
Sounds good. Alright, which one?
106.
Alright. Sounds good.
140. But it drops her
It's
accuracy.
best to test them out somewhere with a hard floor. The cartridges make a real nice sound when they bounce off. Real nice. Okay. Alright, which one? It's really hot outside. Makes me want to blast a big bore. Alright. Sounds good.
140 for 9,000.
Okay. Alright, which one? Sounds good. generally used for shooting games at summer festivals. Alright, which one?
Skinning knife. Spike rod.
It's become popular lately to use these for cake-cutting ceremonies at weddings. How ridiculous is that?
Perhaps it's good. Pretty good weapons. We're actually doing pretty good. Oh, look at all the treasures I have.
I guess that's fine.
Whoa, look at all the money I have.
Come again. What's up?
Yes, I will. You're considered. Food back.
Hey.
Hurry up and learn this stuff. You gotta be able to start you like a new employee. I'm supposed to be running an honorable business here, you know. And it's been claiming all the goods are knockoffs. And once you got a bad rap like that, it's real tough to shake it. I know how that feels. Kid like you?
That's right.
Yeah. I'd bet anything the guy behind that rumor is Suda. Lieutenant in the Hashida. Wasn't when I was part of the Yakuza. I always knew you were a thug. You got some nerve. Smurn brother back. Got some unsavory business down with him now, though. Problem is, I'm a known quantity in the underworld. When that's stepping, I have guys calling all over me. That's why I got you around. You're not real sure, but you got balls, kid. Makes you perfect for sleeping on soup. No, I like that stuff. Idiots like you. You'll be working with that in mind. Expect a lot from you,
You
kid.
should be grateful.
That'll come in handy.
What's the meaning of this?
Got entrance exam is coming up. Okay. Guess I'll be going then.
Yeah.
His son? Always worrying about what I'm getting up to. You about this. Nice work, kid.
All right. Later.
Wow!
Need more panic. There's no customers.
What's up?
We're here. Buying stuff and I got a little caught up in what to get. So many snacks. What exactly you plan on doing?
Hey!
Summer vacation's a time when you lounge around your room all day. Eating snacks is the best part of that.
Come on.
We're gonna get fat, you know. Shut up.
Hey.
Where's Futaba? Welcome. Have it.
Let's go!
Bring it. Let's do this.
Man.
Another noisy day. Oh, Kappa. It's like you were talking about here.
What?
What was that? I sense no charm for you, Ryuji.
How suspicious. Hey!
Kept wondering if I should do it while I'm still young, but dress shows a lot of skin, right? Significant others. Futaba's fine having conversations. Seems like totally normal to me. Some weird, but I guess all that worrying was for nothing.
Well,
Going around this store. It's perfect. In front of strangers. Nope, showing up in the show. Lunchtime. Lunchtime, it'll be like some Super Crush hard mode. Maybe you could trick dry plate in the back. changing people's heart from the shadows isn't new. Have there been more posts from foreigners lately? You guys gotta hear this. The Phantom Thieves? Not you specifically, huh? I sense no joy. Gotta say over text too. Chatting and snacking, really? Going up in front of people. You'll be fine, Bob. Will you be with... We'll be with you the whole time. Helping out LeBlanc. Only Bob will be with you tomorrow. Good luck.
Okay. Nice.
'Got a whole bunch of stuff to do.
Nice.
Then I ran the DVD.
Oh.
Oh, I did.
Make sure your clothes up.
Hi.
$50 to make coffee? Not too bad. I actually think I'm gonna watch DVD.
Oh.
Damn, they shut off the power. How are we going to rig an alarm now?
Whoever said you need electricity to make an alarm? Give me that empty soda can. I'll just tie it to this string.
Nice. Oh.
Sweet.
Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Thank you for waiting. 61.
Well then.
Help her run. Never had her do anything like that before. Is she gonna be okay? I'll be there for her. You know, middle school last year. I'm glad you wash the dishes. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay?
Hey!
Smooth as always. What number Bond girl is this? It's not like that. Someone younger sometimes. Oh my god. It's a 6, so there's a kid's a breath of fresh air.
Hey! Jeez.
Where in the world is she? Here's your coffee, sir. Did my job right.
Huh? What?
Marcus mask site under press. Really can't change. Bring coffee to more customers. Mask off first. I'll think about it. That was quick. Why the question? False rumors. Wearing a mask though. You're scared of people. I'll try my best.
Man.
I think she's built up some confidence. Oh, how are you doing? A key success now. Told you what it is that I'd like to aspire to do. Oh crap. I could be able to get level 10. Yes.
Hey.
Might as well. Pretty rich.
Make sure you close up.
Hi.
$50 to make a cup of coffee. Doesn't sound too bad. I only need 2 movies. I do kind of need more kindness.
What can I get you?
Definitely.
Everyone. It's quite hot.
Help him out.
Thank you.
We're gonna get level 10 from
A
this.
weekly magazine reported that Kuramoto was the real culprit in the fund's misappropriation case. Old man Kuramoto will likely be forced to retire from the political world. The police can't do anything because it was 20 years ago. But he has a moral obligation. I hear his grandson Benzo resigned from the party as well. It could be due to Matsushita's influence, or perhaps it's just the party's way of atoning. Now it's all up to me and my abilities.
When's your speech gonna start, Tyranosuke? We can't wait!
To think that people would be excited to hear me speak. The article mentioned I didn't want the real culprit to be named, even though I knew who it was. Apparently, people admire me for having quietly accepted a false charge for 20 years. I didn't intend for any of this to happen, though. I appreciate that someone like you, who's been watching me so closely, would say such a thing. I've struggled for the past 20 years, but I can put that all behind me after the election. Oh, look at the time. I should get started. Today will be the last day I'll request help from you.
Last day, Pepe Hands.
A member of the Phantom Thieves.
How's he know?
I don't intend to meddle. Everything I've told you has been based on assumptions. But if you're still willing to listen, then I think you should focus on your work. Because the time is now. I can't think of anything else to teach you. You are now an expert on giving speeches. I taught you all I know about the art of public speaking, in return for you supporting a guy like me. And over time, you became someone who shared my beliefs. Thanks to you, I was able to overcome my crisis these last few months. I will strive for the royal road of politics, thinking of you as you walk down your own path. But if you ever find yourself in harm's way on your journey, I will be there to help you. We'll be comrades who reform the world together.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become
Like,
the
I like
wings
a
of
cool
rebellion
persona.
and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the sun, granting thee infinite power.
No, that's very PogChamp.
All right. All right.
Basura.
I'm sure you will accomplish everything you set out to do.
That'll come very handy.
Thank you for everything. All right, it's time to begin.
Yoshida's speech is about to start.
I cut my date short so I could watch this, you know?
Does anyone out there have something they aspire to do? I met a certain young man through a method that differs from mine. He was trying to reform the world. As you know, that is a very large mountain to cross. Unfortunately, I am unable to travel the same path as him. However, I will not say goodbye, because we will surely meet at the peak. He is desperately doing what he aspires to do. So I encourage you all, please find what it is that you aspire to do, and I will support you, because that is what I aspire to do.
Way to go, Tyrannusque!
I believe in you!
All right.
Sweet.
Hi!
That'll come very handy. Mr. Fancy will take care of him. Make a request on the forum.
Well then.
Let's see, our plans for today are, Do we not have anything planned? Now it's shopping with Makoto. We'll head over when we're done. Honestly, I want to bring Futaba along with us. Yeah, just take her to crowds like that, though. That'd be way too soon. Such spiky words. I need to do this someday, right? Spikes too. It'd probably pierce my hand if I touched it. I have honestly considered that possibility as well. To Yosuke? Does it involve you? And it's cold to Ryuji. Don't take notes on this. My heart's pounding. So curious who the Phantoms really are. Make me laugh. Is it that nuts? Wish I could join the Phantom Thieves.
Hey.
That level 10 talk is gonna be pretty useful in making like god tier, like good personas in the long run. People can't change their deep-seated habits that easily.
Yep. Hey, wait!
I'm sorry.
Which to choose? And what? Of course, for Futaba.
Huh? What?
We'll have a good fitting swimsuit.
Incredible.
I know, right? It's on. Barely covers anything. It's normal. Are you supposed to move them with that much force?
Oh.
What do you say? You're such a perv.
What?
You should just stay put.
Yo.
Swimsuit? Going outside again. Seems we're good to go with the swimsuit. All flattery aside, I think it looks really great. I'll just get rid of those round shoulders. Come on, straighten out your back. Right.
I owe you one.
Might be some trouble, but I hope she can make some great memories with you guys. Games, I can't think. Maybe. Shut up, Benari. What? Let's see. $54%. I don't even know what to do. I forgot I have these books. Well, you know, this one actually would have been more. This would have been more useful. I also know what to do. How much coffee do we have? That's pretty good. Honestly, might as well make more.
Hey! Yep.
Make sure your clothes up.
Hi! Oh! Oh!
Raining. Let me see. Hot spring. Persona 5. Or just get more guts, that's it. Honestly, don't know what to do.
Oh!
Maybe better to just study.
This rate, the whole city will flood.
Nice! Oh! Nice!
Mm-hmm.
Hey! Wanna head back?
Hi!
I think that's enough. That's enough coffee. Bitrate went down, but hopefully fix itself.
Now then.
Let's see. Can you all that? Extra large.
Hmm?
They better not be hitting on me.
What?
How rude.
Jeez.
Thank you. Oh, nice coca. Nice coca sounds good. Extra cold, please.
Yep.
Oh, it's fun. She made great progress compared to how she was at the beginning. I'll be able to do this tomorrow, perhaps? Tomorrow? It's too soon. Power through. It's the day after tomorrow, I think.
Okay.
What to do? Wait, this is for movies. It's not DVDs.
Oh! I think I'm gonna call her. Pretty useful for this. I just have to wait.
Time for some rehabilitation. Finished, but I'll take care of them. You want to release it? Looks a little stronger. You want to let it out? Time for some They will be reborn anew. A skill card, huh? A skill card, huh? Looks like it'll become a weapon.
Might be pretty useful.
You wish to perform in a... What path do you want?
Yeah, we can make a new one.
Gather them.
76. Jesus, look at those stats. He is known as Dainichi.
Let us begin the search.
I honestly don't even know what to make
Looks
anymore.
pretty tough. I see. A strong persona indeed. Looks pretty tough. I see. A strong persona indeed.
I don't even use him for physical attacks. Yeah, I honestly think I'm gonna... I want to get him to level 34. I really don't want to get rid of this guy.
Looks pretty tough. I see. A strong persona indeed.
It's pretty fast.
Looks pretty tough. You okay with this?
I haven't made
Not
a
terrible,
single
but not impressive.
new persona. Actually, maybe this would be pretty good. I don't even use this. We'll actually have to wait on this.
You done already? No slacking off.
I really need to head into Mementos to like level up.
At this rate, the whole city will flood.
Hmm.
Oh! Hi! Hey!
Call her over.
Then I'll head over.
What's she like? This?
Thanks. I'll see you later then. Okay.
Help with the dishes. If it means we're not only helping out at the cafe, but we're also babysitting Futaba too.
Want anything, Futaba?
Orange juice, 100% natural.
That reminds me, you're going to the beach tomorrow, yeah? Go have fun and make up for the fireworks. Just try not to cut loose too much.
Fireworks?
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't know. He tried to go to a firework festival, but it got rained out. Not only did he get crushed in the crowd, but he came home looking like some kind of drowned rat.
Fireworks, huh?
Hello.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, you're...
Huh? You know each other? Wait, aren't you...
I'm Akechi.
Oh yeah, the one on TV and stuff. So what brings you here, Mr. Detective?
This place is more than I imagined it to be. The atmosphere is wonderful. No wonder Sai-san recommended it so strongly to me.
I already told her everything I know. There's nothing more I got for you people.
Oh no, that's not my intention. I just came to enjoy some coffee.
Oh.
And she is? Oh, you must be Wakaba Ishiki's.
What'll it be?
I'll have whatever you recommend.
Coming right up.
Huh. It seems I'm unwelcome no matter where I go. Did I bother you? My apologies. Apparently, my mother was in a relationship with some lowlife of a man. She was swiftly discarded when he learned she was pregnant. That despair would lead to her death. Thanks to him, I was passed from foster home to foster home. But I do quite well by myself these days. Ah yes, Mejed. To think they'd be taken down by another hacker. I'm not sure whether Mejed was defeated by the Phantom Thieves themselves, or an avid supporter. You're Futaba-chan, right? Many kids your age seem to be fans of the Phantom Thieves. Do you like them too? What's the matter?
You're popular too, Ace Detective Akechi.
Thank you. Although I'd rather not be compared to people like the Phantom Thieves, if at all possible. This is delicious. You get to drink this coffee every day? I'm incredibly jealous. I would never have thought you'd be boarding at this cafe. We seem to share some kind of bond.
What do you say?
Thank you. I believe that fate brings people together. It's strange, but talking to you is thought-provoking. Well, I think I found my go-to cafe. All right.
So desperate, so kind of lame. Swimsuit. Oopa.
Wanna light fireworks? Can we? I bought some. I ran into Mona on the way back, though. I'll go get Sojiro.
I was worried, so I decided to follow her. She was able to buy everything on her own, though. If she can do that, she should be good to go. Plus, she did a great job dodging that ace detective.
Sojiro, hurry, hurry! We're gonna have a firework festival!
Oh, hold on, Futaba. I haven't even put out my cigarette yet.
Come on! Don't get the smoke on me!
Super double move!
Whip! Will you listen to...
Hey, the cat doesn't like the smoke. Keep the flames away from him.
Dang! I made a huge one! Sojiro, look! Look!
Right. It's just be careful, okay? Memories of summer.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna do 10 now! No!
Monka W. No worries. I've already made preparation for when that happens. Let's see, what do you want? Job for me? Getting a lot of stuff done. I can talk with Yoshida.
Everyone, good evening.
Once that we're done.
I have something. It's somewhere.
The vending machines.
I can feel it.
Oh my god. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I guess we have 99 of that. Oops. Oh, I forgot.
Welcome!
All right.
Didn't mean to buy. Didn't mean to buy 99. Honestly, I think we're like pretty much set for like the rest of the game on healing, cause accidentally bought a whole bunch of healing items I didn't need by accident. items. That's fine. Maybe I can win the lottery again. Yes. But he knows what's up. He'll be somewhere in Shibuya. I gotta take care of some other business, so I'm counting on you, kid. I can see it in your eyes. Who sent you here? It's none of your business. Got it? No promises. I'm gonna say anything useful either. Big went down with the huge Asian investor. The deal was worth about 100 million yen. You hear a thing about that though. Fuck yeah. I accidentally bought healing items that I didn't need. I guess we'll just go into mementos or just use it up.
Yeah.
Incredible. I should get going now though.
Yo.
Welcome. Take one of everything you showed me today. I'll need an entire arsenal. How long would that take? Gonna have to go through customs. How long things get stuck there? Totally out of my control though. Tell me, Moonai. What's your son? Karat Kunz, is it? That's right. On your little secrets. Adolescent boy like him react to finding out his father was in the Yakuza. Try to sell him again. I'll put a rush on your order. Happy now?
Shit.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Damn. Let's see, AYAYA.
Hmm.
100 million yen. Where's my reward? So I have to be like blood with this guy. We're getting a lot of stuff done.
All right.
Yo.
All right.
Later.
Kinda hate how I wasted my money. I do kinda hate how I wasted it.
Futaba will be in your care today.
Swimsuit time, Booba.
Make sure you don't let any dudes try to hit on her.
I mean, she's a she's a middle schooler. Or I think she's like 15. Pedal bear clap.
Don't do anything that'll make you stand out, moron. Just act with your brains.
Hey, can we go already?
Are you sure you'll be alright?
It's just a day trip. Don't underestimate me.
Right. Sorry. Guess I just have to let it go. Have fun, but be careful, you two.
Booba. But time. Here it comes.
Sorry for the wait.
Jeez. Oh my.
Oh god, I'm gonna coom! Oh god, I'm cooming!
Got a better opinion of me now? What? Cat got your tongue? Come on.
Are we messing around?
What? This is perfect! There's nothing perfect about that. Stay still for a second. You'll be just fine.
Oh, it's so hot.
There's a lot of people here. Are you okay, Futaba? I'm fine. You guys are here. It's almost lunchtime. No! The squid's staring at me!
It's cooked, so don't worry. Would you even eat squid if I'm not around?
Why don't we eat lunch too?
I'll go get some stuff for us then.
You're eating that even here?
My staple food.
This should be a familiar flavor. Yet how does it taste so good?
What's up, Makoto? You ain't eating much. Not feeling well or something?
You just don't get it, do you, Ryuji? When a girl's in a swimsuit, she wants to look as slim as possible. Still, you're worrying too much. Did you make sure to eat breakfast? Mona lacks tact.
So, what do we do now? Should we play some beach volleyball?
Oh, sorry. Us girls already made plans to ride a banana boat.
We could only rent a 3-person one.
You know what they
Sorry.
do need? They can buy a hot tub.
Wait, then what about us?
Keep an eye on our stuff.
Hell no! Why you gotta treat us like that? We're celebrities making headlines. You should treat us better.
I do think they're not bad in the metaverse, but in reality... Strange, isn't it? They can steal treasures, but they don't seem like they can steal a girl's heart at all. But, Lady On... Can we get to the banana boat already? Oh, sorry. We'll go now. We'll switch when we're done. Keep an eye on our stuff for us. Banana! Banana! Ah, the sand's wet! It's dangerous if you run around like that. Here comes
Net, you don't get how amazing we are. We risk our lives being Phantom Thieves. There's no way we're the same as other guys around here. Shouldn't we be having more good times in reality too? Right? Don't you agree, Yusuke?
Well, if you put it that way, you may be right.
On and the others don't get it because they're always around us.
Hey, how do we get Lady On to notice how amazing we are as Phantom Thieves?
Well, we gotta steal you know what.
Swimsuits?
On made fun of us and all. Let's show her what we're really made of.
I see. I just need to prove my skills in reality as well.
Let's steal all the hearts with the skills we've honed as Phantom Thieves. I'm sure girls will be all over us considering the vibes we give off.
Very well, let's do this. Pulling off our work in reality doesn't sound bad.
Get settled then. So, Mona, you're in charge of watching over our stuff, okay?
Huh?
Alright, let's hurry up and go.
Hey, what the hell? Get back here!
Has a boyfriend.
No way, man.
Are we being followed? Oh, oh.
No. Hey.
What are you talking about? Fashionista skills would be perfect for this. Hands behind your head.
Get him!
Monka W.
Wait.
Those
Yes.
slabs. On them. They're real hopeless when it comes to cash. Just help. Oh, what do you say? Good for you.
I'm very sorry.
We're here with friends. Lighthouse, baby. And industry people will be coming along. So about to wait. It's been seen from the start. Kids like them. What was that? Their fellow children. Oh, creeps.
Thank you very much.
Perfect type of Morgana.
Huh? What?
Or perhaps roast them whole.
What?
Huh. Seemed pretty fun.
We should probably start heading home.
Agreed. Let's pack up.
Futaba seemed fine in the crowd, too. So it looks like she's overcome her last exercise.
Hey, Futaba! We're going home! Stop standing around and help us!
You know, all this time, I thought that it was my fault that my mom died.
Uh-huh.
It's because everyone said that I killed her. Everyone looked at me thinking I was a murderer. I ended up hating this world. That's why I shut myself in and covered my ears. I wished my mom would come back to life. Sometimes I'd wake up and think it was all a dream. But nothing had changed in the world. That's why I'd sleep again. It'd be a repeat of that. I loved my mom. I wanted to become like her. How she'd work late into the night. How she'd wake up early and make me a boxed lunch every day. How she'd do her best to further her research. How she'd scold me for peeking at her notes.
It was cognitive science, wasn't it?
The cognitive world can become distorted through desires. If it becomes distorted, a person begins exhibiting problematic behavior in reality. That cognitive world disappears when you remove its core, and further problematic actions stop.
Isn't that about palaces?
That's the metaverse. She knew about that?
It made no sense back then. But now I understand after it actually happened to me. All I thought about was my mom. I was trapped in a cognitive labyrinth. I couldn't get out of it. There was nothing I could do by myself.
That's why you asked us to steal your heart? That's a huge jump in logic in so many ways.
At first, I didn't believe the rumors about the Phantom Thieves, that they steal hearts. But I overheard you accidentally. I learned that you were near me.
Overheard? Ah, the bug. So why were you listening in on LeBlanc in the first place?
I had to keep an eye on Sojiro, make sure he was actually working.
Talk about an awful hobby.
You talked about stealing hearts. When I heard that, I was so happy I jumped up and down. I thought maybe the Phantom Thieves could cure my heart.
You could have just told us from the start.
You might have been wary of me if I asked out of nowhere. And besides, you could have been bad guys. That's why I cautiously got in contact with you. I checked many times to see how you'd react.
Yes. You had us twisted around your little finger.
But Futaba, you didn't talk to anyone besides Boss for a long time, right? You must have needed a lot of courage to contact the Phantom Thieves.
There were two reasons for it. One was Medjed's taunt. The Phantom Thieves were so pitiful, it frustrated me.
I would have been in trouble if they got disbanded too.
Indeed. You were our only hope.
The other was what I heard through wiretapping LeBlanc. Sojiro was being blamed with lies, like abusing me. He was being threatened to spill everything about my mom.
Talk about making shit up.
It made me sad, and it hurt. I thought, I have to save Sojiro. I gotta do something.
So that's why.
But the Phantom Thieves, I didn't think you guys would be taking such risks for me. I didn't think you'd worry about me so much.
Do you believe in us
What did she say?
now?
Yeah, I can tell. You aren't bad guys. That's why I have a request. Let me join your team.
There's nothing to join. You're already one of us.
I'll be honest, changing people's hearts isn't my goal. I want to learn what happened to my mom. The reason why she was killed.
Killed?
It was written in her notes. Should the self in the cognitive world die, the self in the real world would lose consciousness.
Is this about mental shutdowns?
Then the criminal that Kaneshiro mentioned.
Yes. That could be the case. I don't like pursuing this line of thought. But perhaps your mother's shadow was...
I don't know for sure, but right before my mom died, she didn't seem right.
In what way?
It was actually her.
No matter how much I talked to her, she wouldn't answer back. And she didn't jump into the road, it was more like she collapsed and fell in. That's why I thought what was written in the notes was real, and looked into it. I read books, checked theses that were released online. I even snuck into the networks of various research labs to look at their classified data.
That's why you're good at hacking. What kind of brain do you have?
Hacker man's clap.
But I didn't figure anything out. My mom's research was nowhere to be found. She was killed by someone, and her research was treated like it never existed. I bet it's them. Those adults in the black suits who read the fake suicide note. I'll never forgive them. Futaba.
Hacker man's clap.
If I stay with you guys,
Hey
I think
there,
I can
Leo.
find out more about that world. And eventually, it might even lead to those men in black. It's a super personal reason why I want to join you.
If anything, you're dependable. Ain't that right, Mona?
Why are you looking at me? Are you trying to say I'm inadequate?
Well, she was more useful than you, as a matter of fact.
Hey, that's inexcusable! This is what our Phantom Thieves are like. But I hope we get along, Futaba.
Thanks.
Let's leave those two be. Why don't we lose no time and decide on Futaba's codename?
What's that?
Call her Hacker Man's.
It's not cool if we called each other by our real names.
Joker, Skull, Mona, Panther, Queen, and I'm Fox.
In Futaba's case, hacker wouldn't be right, would it?
Mech?
PC?
No. Why don't we go literal and call her Goggles?
Super lame. You've got no taste, kitty.
Hacker Chan.
In your face.
That's
Do you have any good ideas for Futaba's codename?
internet.
Too simple. What would you want it to be, Futaba?
Internet.
Oracle. With my vision, I'll guide you all to victory.
Sounds great!
Then Futaba will be Oracle.
Didn't matter the decision.
Man, I never even dreamed that the rumored Phantom Thieves would be so close.
Same goes to you. To think you'd be the daughter of a metaverse researcher.
Talk about a mysterious fate. Should we get going then? Yep, let's go home.
Yes. The incident with Medjed seems to have been more effective than predicted.
It's a beach. Why are we having this conversation on the beach? We're just enjoying our beach time. We're having our summer vacation. Than predicted.
This should spur the Phantom Thieves' support even more now. I agree. There are effective ways to use the Phantom Thieves. Now would be the best time to dispose of unnecessary trash, whether they're connected to us or not.
We're being used.
Hey.
Appreciate it. Criminal who uses Smoke Pepet 3D. Use the metaverse to carry out their crimes. There is no longer a matter we can ignore. You're making people have mental shutdowns, which they cause them to die. That's what happens when you kill someone, Shadow, yeah? Model Ramen, remember? Psychotic breakdowns and mental shutdowns. It makes sense if the same person was behind them. The news never talks about the victim's time, so people only know about the breakdowns. Going forward as well. That is true. It's more like a mysterious app lake thing. I see. It's good, Kato. You can rely on me. You're way more reliable than Mona.
What?
Damn it, Ryuji. Ryuji. You always find the worst possible things to say. Curse. Cat knows some very bad words. Tinder in the game? Yup. Easy clap.
Easy!
Also the men too. Oops, didn't mean to go here, but definitely do want to wear this. Escape even when I'm surrounded, because I do get caught up. I do get caught. I do get surrounded, and I end up losing progress. I guess since we're here. Hang out with
I
her.
look forward to it.
What was she like? It's in the church after all. Actually, I don't think she would like it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for today.
Monka W.
That black thing was... That can't be true. I'm supposed to be human. I should be. If we get rid of the distortion in the depths of mementos, I'm sure it'll all be fine. Sorry, did I wake you up? Oh, my sunburns were hurting and that woke me up.
I do.
I was absorbing all the sunlight because I'm black. Don't you get it? It's all natural. By the way, it's not like I'm bothered by this or anything.
Come on, bruh. Black?
But hypothetically speaking, okay? What would you do if I turned out to be some weird thing? I'd be bothered by it. If what I saw from earlier is true, is it okay for me to stay with the Phantom Thieves? And even if I'm with the team, I'm useless at the moment. It's nothing. Well, I've gotten pretty used to my life as a cat, too. And to be frank, this storage room isn't bad either. Then again, I can't wait to turn back to being a human so I can move out. Maybe I'll live a life of luxury in a suite on the highest floor.
Sure. Well, sure about that.
But rather than becoming some weird thing, maybe staying as a cat isn't so bad either.
Or maybe
you and
you
me
can.
made a deal, yeah? That means I can stay here. Isn't that right?
Or maybe you can stay as a cat and a rich person adopts you and you can live a life of luxury.
Thought so. Don't forget what you just said, okay?
All right.
Come on. Let's hurry up and get to sleep. Night. It'll be fine, right?
by land speculators. Put up. Land speculators? Now would be the right time. Let's discuss with everyone at the hideout. Heat wave.
Hey!
What's gonna happen tomorrow? What items do I have? What did other people do? Huh. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff to do. I guess we'll just head towards Mementos.
Okay.
It's quite hot today. Listen up! I am in favor.
Very well.
You know it.
Listen up! Well? Listen up!
Is on the college students abusing the animals to relieve stress? Damn right. Good thing I'm shirtless right now. I'm naked.
Yep.
That's why the webcam is off. No, I don't want it. I don't want you guys to start busting loads or get banned from Twitch.
Huh? I should write something.
Worth the ban.
Hey! What's up?
Nothing else to do.
Yes. Let us
It's
go.
perfect time to go. I guess we're just gonna be pretty much we got a lot to do.
A new area has been confirmed in the depths. Updating guidance information.
It's gotten even bigger. This happened because we stole another treasure, right?
I feel like it's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger.
I don't think Mementos' territorial expansion is caused by us stealing a treasure. I bet it's things like the number of searches for Phantom Thieves, the ranking of trending words, and the access counter on Mishima's website and stuff. Even now, it's slowly expanding.
The more we become the topic of conversation, the more Memento spreads?
Maybe it's the other way around.
What do you mean?
We're the ones expanding it.
Or perhaps Mementos grants further passage as we become more prevalent in the general public's cognition.
Like getting free admission for being popular?
That's rather well put.
For real? That's amazing! Actually, you're amazing, Futaba! How'd you figure that out?
Piece of cake. I didn't know at all. What have I been doing?
Well, can I take her with us?
All right, let's get moving.
I can. Can't change your equipment or outfit. DLC. All downloadable content. Yeah, I mean, there he is. That's what I chose for him. I guess so. Just have a look as to which one I like the most. Too bad they don't let you look at it, like right here. swimsuit. Exash gasm.
Oh god, I'm gonna cool! Oh god, I'm cooling!
I like her original. Chat, she's like 14. You guys are going to jail. Too late. Police are already here.
Well then. Well then. Oh. Well then.
Probably should have saved.
I should write something.
We got a lot. Oops.
I can feel it.
We've got the advantage. Don't rush this. It's clearly inferior. Win with wind attacks.
We're probably gonna be here a while.
An enemy burning. Wind deals major damage. Took out a shadow. Good stuff.
Self-destruct.
Victory is ours.
Okay, let's move on.
Fine with. I mean, with that big jam music, it's not that bad.
Okay. I can still fight. Let us go.
Yeah, because, you know, she says she just graduated middle school. So that would make her like 14.
3 enemies. They're weak. Don't let your guard down. One enemy gone. Do it again, Skull. 2 enemies left. But don't mess this up. Zoro, show your might. Not bad, Mona.
Do not move a muscle.
Let's withdraw.
okay.
Middle school. Hell for human years.
I can see it. Focus. It's somewhere.
Oh, he actually runs away.
Enemies!
So
Don't worry,
she's...
though. They're no big deal.
Victory is ours.
Okay, let's move on.
So she's like
All right.
14.
Nice
1,000.
Keep it up
Or,
and vamonos.
she's actually age 140.
I have something. It's somewhere. Focus.
Pretty hard to drive on the rails.
Really? I thought you drove on it because you liked it.
It's dangerous to walk around.
It's somewhere. Focus.
Do you need something?
Yep. It's 15.
The inmate needs our guidance.
Gonna string them up? Let's execute them.
Let us begin the search. Gather them.
Now choose.
Not terrible, but not impressive.
That wouldn't be a bad idea though.
Gather them. Are you finished? It is time, inmate.
Well then.
Alright. I guess we'll just...
I can feel it.
I don't know how long we'll be here for.
3 enemies. They're weak. Don't let your guard down. An enemy's burning. Follow up with laser damage. 2 enemies left. Don't mess this up.
I accidentally bought a whole bunch of healing items that I didn't need.
Stay there.
Time for some bloodshed. They're done for. Cleanup complete.
So we should... And we should also get on SP items.